What's up, family? I wanted to share something that the Lord has been speaking to me the last few years. And I feel like it's come into its fullness in the last few days. And, we hear words about Reformation. We hear preachers preach about Reformation and people talk about Reformation. And it's one of those words we get all excited about. And we hoop and holler about, and we're like, yes and amen about. But sometimes I wonder, do we really know what that means? Are we ready for a reformation? Do we really want a reformation? Because a reformation, it can get really messy. A reformation, it gets in your face. It messes with the very core of how you live and what you believe. Reformation challenges doctrine. It challenges the way we do things. Reformation leaves nothing untouched. It sets on fire those things that don't belong there. It cuts them out. It gets rid of them. It sets things straight. It commands change. And I've been getting words about a reformation coming for the last couple of years. But just recently, I heard the Lord say that we are in the very, very, very beginnings of a reformation, that we've stepped into it. But that this reformation was a reformation of all things. Of all things. From top to bottom, from bottom to top. From right to left and left to right, and everything in between. Nothing untouched. I heard that it was going to be a reformation of government, church, families and marriages, men and women and businesses. That it would be a reforming of all these things. And that he was raising up many, many, many people to be a voice in these areas, to be an influence in these areas, and to bring a change and a new culture into each of these areas. And I believe many of us are, like I said, we're called to be pioneers, to be reformers in this season. But with that comes things the Lord is going to highlight, words he's going to give us, messages he's going to give us about things that we don't necessarily want to address or talk about. They're going to be hard messages. They're going to be hard words. He's going to highlight areas that we don't really want to talk about. We don't really want to touch because we know it's going to stir some things up. But that's exactly what Reformation is. It stirs some things up because it needs to be. But we have to be willing and obedient and be willing to be those who will speak when the Lord says speak. Those who are willing to talk about those things that no one else wants to talk about and address some things that nobody else wants to address. And it might not always be popular and it might not always be received well, but that's okay. Let's put it this way. So many of us have been in our rooms, in our prayer closets, praying, receiving revelation, praying into things. And the Lord's given us words. He's given us wisdom. He's given us messages. But we haven't wanted to publicly speak these things out. But the Lord's saying it's time to start speaking these things out. It's time to bring forth the reformation of all things. But it starts with us speaking. And as we, you and I start putting these things out, start speaking these things forth, more and more people will join us. More and more people will start speaking and stepping and coming forth and bringing about that change, that reformation, that reforming of government, of church, of businesses, of families, of marriages, of men, and of women. It's needed, and it's time. It really is. It really is time.